All right, chapter 73, footers. 1. The myth of Acrisius and Proteus records the foundation of an Argive double kingdom instead of the king's dying every midsummer and being succeeded by his Tanis for the rest of the year. Each reigned in turn for 49 or 50 months, namely half a great year. This kingdom was later, it seems, divided in halves, with co-kings ruling concurrently for an entire great year. The earlier theory that the bright spirit of the waxing year and his Tanis twin, the dark spirit of the waning year, stands in endless rivalry, pervades Celtic and Palestinian myth, as well as the Greek and Latin. 2. Two such pairs of twins occur in Genesis, Esau and Jacob, Pharez and Zerah, both of whom quarrel for precedence in the womb, like Acrisius and Proteus. In the simpler Palestinian myth of Mot and Allen, the twins quarrel about a woman, as do Acrisius and Proteus, and as their counterparts do in Celtic myth. For instance, Gwen and Gwythyr in the Mabinogion duel every May Eve until the end of the world for the hand of Cretalad, daughter of Lear, Cordelia, daughter of King Lear. This woman is, in each case, a moon priestess, marriage to whom confers kingship. 3. The building of Argos and Tiryns by the 7 Gasterocaris, bellies with hands, and the death of Acrisius are apparently deduced from a picture of a walled city. 7 sun discs, each with 3 limbs but no head, are placed above it, and the sacred king is being killed by an 8th sun disc with wings, which strikes his sacred heel. This would mean that 7 yearly surrogates die for the king, who is then himself sacrificed at the priestess' orders. His successor, Perseus, stands by. 4. The myth of Danae, Perseus, and the Ark seem related to that of Isis, Osiris, Set, and the child Horus. In the earliest version, Proteus is Perseus' father, the Argive Osiris, Danae is his sister wife, Isis, Perseus, the child Horus, and Acrisius, the jealous Set, who killed his twin Osiris and was taken vengeance on by Horus. The Ark is the acacia wood boat in which Isis and Horus searched the delta for Osiris's body. A similar story occurs in one version of the seminal myth and in that of Roio, but Danae, imprisoned in the brazen dungeon where she bears a child, is the subject of a familiar New Year icon. Zeus's impregnation of Danae with a shower of gold must refer to the ritual marriage of the sun and the moon, from which the New Year king was born. It can also be read as pastoral allegory. Water is gold for the Greek shepherd, and Zeus sends thunder showers on the earth. Danae, the name Diacateron, means that the Gorgon's head was shown there to Perseus. 5. Dynastic disputes at Argos were complicated by the existence of an Argive colony in Caria, as appears both in this myth and in that of Bellerophon. When Knossos fell about 1400 BC, the Carian navy was for a while one of the strongest in the Mediterranean. The myths of Perseus and Bellerophon are closely related. Perseus killed the monstrous Medusa with the help of winged sandals. Bellerophon used a winged horse born from the decapitated body of Medusa to kill the monstrous chimera. Both feats record the usurpation of Hellenic invaders of the moon goddess's powers and are unified in an archaic Boeotian vase painting of the Gorgon-headed mare. This mare is the moon goddess, whose calendar symbol was the chimera, and the Gorgon head is a prophylactic mask worn by her priestesses to scare away the uninitiated, which the Hellenes strip from them. 6. In the second and simpler version of the myth, Perseus fights a Libyan queen, decapitates her, and buries her head in the marketplace of Argos. This must record and Argive conquest in Libya, the suppression there of the matriarchal system, and the violation of the goddess Neith's mysteries. The burial of the head in the marketplace suggests that sacred relics were locked in a chest there, with a prophylactic mask placed above them to discourage municipal diggers from disturbing the magic. Perhaps the relics were a pair of little pigs, like those said in the Mabinogion to have been buried by King Lud in a stone chest at Carfax, Oxford, as a protective charm for the whole kingdom of Britain, though pigs in that context may be a euphemism for children. 7. Andromeda's story has probably been deduced from a Palestinian icon of the sun god Marduk, or his predecessor Bel, mounted on his white horse and killing the sea monster Tiamat. This myth also formed part of Hebrew mythology. Isaiah mentions that Jehovah, Marduk, hacked Rahab in pieces with the sword. And according to Job 10:13 and 26:12, Rahab was the sea. In the same icon, the jeweled naked Andromeda standing chained to a rock is Aphrodite, or Ishtar, or Astarte, the lecherous sea goddess, ruler of men, but she is not waiting to be rescued. Marduk has bound her there himself after killing her emanation, Tiamat the sea serpent, to prevent further mischief. Period. In the Babylonian creation epic, it was she who sent the flood. Astarte, as sea goddess, had temples all along the Palestinian coast, and at Troy she was Hesione, queen of Asia, whom Hercules is said to have rescued from another sea monster. 8. A Greek colony planted at Chemis, apparently towards the end of the 2nd millennium BC, identified Perseus with the god Chem, whose hieroglyph was a winged bird and a solar disk. As Herodotus emphasizes the connection between Danae, Perseus' mother, and the Libyan invasion of Argos by the Danaans. The myth of Perseus and the mushroom is perhaps told to account for an icon showing a hero studying a mushroom. Fire, mistaken for water, is spouting from it under a blazing sun. Here is tinder for his fire wheel. 9. The second, simpler version of the myth suggests that Perseus' visit to the Grey, his acquisition of the eye, tooth, wallet, sickle, and helmet of darkness, and his pursuit by the other Gorgons after the decapitation of Medusa are extraneous to his quarrel with Acrisius. In The White Goddess, chapter 13, I postulate that these fairy tale elements are misreadings of a wholly different icon, which show Hermes wearing his familiar winged sandals and helmet, being given a magic eye by the three fates. This eye symbolizes the gift of perception. Hermes is enabled to master the tree alphabet, which they have invented. They also give him a divinatory tooth, like the one used by Phaon in the Irish legend, a sickle to cut alphabetic twigs from the grove, a crane skin bag in which to stow these safely, and a Gorgon mask to scare away the curious. Hermes is flying through the sky to Tartessus, where the Gorgons had a sacred grove, escorted, not pursued, by a triad of goddess-wearing Gorgon masks. On the earth below, the goddess is shown again holding up a mirror which reflects a Gorgon's face to emphasize the secrecy of his lesson. Hermes' association with the Grey, the Stygian nymphs, and the helmet of invisibility proves that he is the subject of this picture. The confusion between him and Perseus may have arisen because Hermes, as the messenger of death, had also earned the title Tirsus, the Destroyer.